Thank you very much, Nebojša. Thanks for organizing such a great event, and thank you for everyone to joining the session. So today we will talk about Cloudflare portfolio, and slightly we'll switch to the Cloudflare partner program. What is the benefits for our partners to be and working with us in the region? Also with me together on the call, I have my colleague, Maxim Bormotov, who is the partner solution engineer. And if you will have any technical questions, please drop them in a chat and Maxim will help you with the answers.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for inviting.
Okay. So, what is the Cloudflare and what we doing? We started over 10 years ago by building our massive Anycast network to accelerate and protect our customers and the internet properties. So for today, at the moment, the number of the data centers around the world is at 285, and this figure continues to grow every quarter. As you can see, the global presence of our data centers allow us to be as closer as possible to the source of the traffic, to the end user. And our network works on the Anycast architecture, which allow us to be closer to the source of the traffic and to process the traffic at the place of its origin. And I would say that instead of sending traffic directly to to your infrastructure, traffic will be sent to the nearest Cloudflare data center that is located in the same country or even in the same city. Regarding our direct interconnections, we have 11,500 direct connection to the other major networks on the internet. And at its core, the internet is a huge network of the many networks. As you can see, our network is huge as well. But it's also worth mentioning that we are trying to directly connect our global network with other large networks on the internet in order to reduce the latency and allow the users to save on the transferring the traffic to other large networks as well. Cloudflare global network has more than 11,500 direct connections with the major telecom providers, cloud platforms such as Google Cloud Platform, Azure, AWS, and etc. So the bandwidth also of our network is huge as well, and it's more than the 192 terabit per second. This figure is constantly growing. We're constantly updating our data centers and increasing the throughput. At the moment, the Cloudflare network proxies them, which means they're passing through its data centers. It's more than the 20% of the world web traffic. So that every 50 request on the internet goes through us. As you can see, our network is more than enough to handle this huge amount of the traffic. We use also the machine learning and the behavioral analysis to learn about the attacks in a real time and protect our customers at the moment of these attacks. We have our dynamic database of the traffic behavior, dynamic IP reputation, and other mechanisms that help protect all of our customers. So here we are coming to our portfolio, where I will be explaining what we have and how we are working with the several, let's say, the products on the global market. So the Cloudflare basically offers the huge number of the solution aiming at the protecting, the optimizing, and accelerating everything that is connected to the internet. It's a web applications, sites, APIs, entire networks, individual protocols, your applications, and the users. We can distinguish the four large groups of our services, each designed to meet the specific needs. So I will start from the Zero Trust services. Is a Cloudflare one of the group of the products and the policies allowing you create the secure access to your applications and protect the data and the users from the online dangers. So the first product on the Zero Trust is Access, is our ZTNA, a Zero Trust Network Access solution that allows you to create the granular access to your application and secure them, replacing the outdated and unreliable the VPN technology. Gateway allows you to protect the users from the threats on the internet and enforce your organization's access policies for all devices and locations. Also, we have a CASB, which calls the Cloud Access Security Broker, integration with your SaaS application, M365, Google Workplace, Salesforce, and etc., to detect the security issues. The Cloudflare CASB solution monitors the user's activity and alerts the administrators to the potential harmful activities. Then we have an Area 1 email security, which uses the machine learning to filter all the incoming email and monitor the email traffic. Allows you to protect the users from the sophisticated phishing attacks and filter the messages before they fall into the mailbox of a specific user. And here we go, we are moving to the remote browser isolation, RBI. When the users encountered the malware, RBI prevent the code from being executed on the end device. Instead, the web page code is executed at the Cloudflare data centers. It allows the possibilities to restrict the user's functions on a specific type on the site, like disable the copy, pasting, let's say the functions, take the screenshots, disable the keyboard, and etc., etc. And the last but not least, on this group of the product, we have a DLP, which is the data loss prevention. It's a protection against the leakage of the confidential data into the network. It's a pre-configurable profiles. Let's say that you can make it the credit card number, CVV code, bank account numbers, social security numbers, passport numbers, and etc., etc., as well as the ability to create your own profiles, any expressions, to protect against the data leakage into the public domain. This is all about our zero trust services. And now I will slightly to move to the network services, which is all that is related to protection and acceleration of the traffic at the network level, the IP level, but not a web traffic level. So here the first product is a L3 DDoS protection, which we call it a Magic Transit. Allows you to protect the entire subnets from the DDoS attacks and accelerate your traffic. If some customer has kind of the subnets with the many public IP addresses, for example, the /24, /20, and etc., any IP prefixes, then we can protect all these addresses from the DDoS attacks and the network level, which is using the BGP protocol to advertise the addresses through our global network, and all incoming traffic will go through the Cloudflare. There will be applying all the DDoS protection and the services, and then send the clean traffic to your infrastructure. Also, the second one is a layer 4 DDoS protection, which is we're calling as a Spectrum. It can be also used in the layer 3 as well. It's a protection and acceleration of any protocol at the fourth layer of the OSI model, any protocol running on the TCP or UDP traffic. I would say that an example, it's a very popular in the banking and gaming and gambling industry when you need to protect some custom protocols from the DDoS attacks and speed up your network. The WAN as a service, a Magic WAN, it's a connection of the private networks of the users from the different offices, a solution that allows you to safely and reliably connect the multiple networks that can be geographically located in different cities or even countries. Also, we have a Magic Firewall. It's a cloud firewall application and traffic filtering for the Magic WAN and the Magic Transit solution. Then we have a network interconnect. It's a direct connection of your data centers or the networks at the global Cloudflare network. It's also additionally giving the performance and the security. And the last from the network services is IDS. It's identification of the traffic anomalies. It's still in the beta, and once it will be released, of course, we will share more information around the product. Now we're switching slightly to the application services. It's services aimed to protect and optimize the web applications, websites, APIs, and etc. Here we will be talking about the seventh layer of the OSI model, everything that is connected with the HTTP traffic, DNS caching, and so on. So here we have unlimited DDoS protection at the layer 7 of the OSI model. We do not charge for the traffic mitigation. It happens automatically on our data centers closest to the traffic source. Then the web application firewall, filtering all the incoming HTTP traffic to your servers. We recognize the leaders in the industry, and you can see the reports from the Gartner and the Forrester where the Cloudflare web application firewall is listed as an industry leader. If Maxim, I can ask you if you can share the couple of links for the Gartner and the Forrester in the chat that our guest can check all the reports as well.
Yeah, for sure.
Thank you. The rate limiting, it's limiting the number of the requests for a certain point of the time. Then we have an API shield. It's API protection, additional services for protecting the API clients. Also, we have a bot management, which is the managing the automating the traffic, which is then generated by bots. We have a specific dedicated, let's say, the scoring tool, which is detecting them and let's say them delegating the bots in terms of it was the machine, it was the human being behavior, it was the hybrid behavior, and etc. etc. Then we have SSL TLS. It's a TLS certificate managed for the traffic encryption. The customers can bring their own certificates to the Cloudflare dashboard or can purchase the certificates from the Cloudflare dashboard as well, with the option of to move it to the fully managing by Cloudflare or keep the management of the certification on their own. DNS services. At the moment, Cloudflare is one of the fastest DNS in the world. And also we have such a third-party link. It calls the dnspert.com. Maxim will share it in the chat as well, where we are. It's showing where all DNS providers in the world stands for, and we have been since the Cloudflare have been launched. We have never been below I would say the third place. So I would say that always being on the first, second, and third place on the market. As a DNS provider. So the CDN is also one of the products in the application services. It's a static content caching for all your domains. We are allowing to cache the content on all our data centers, which is the 285 data centers all around the world, with no limits in terms of the amount of the caching. Also, we have a load balancing. It's a traffic distribution between the many of your origin services. And last but not least, it's a log and analytics. For all the enterprise users, we have a detailed information about all the activities on your domain which is provided. What is the traffic is coming from which country, how much, from which ASNs, what each user specifically requested, and so on and so on. And the last group of our portfolio is a developer services. I would say it's a group of the services that makes the life easier for the developers and allows you to build the application on our global network. Many solutions that can be divided into the three large parts in this developer group. The first one is serverless computing. It's workers. It's deploying the code directly on our servers globally around the world. In this case, you don't have to worry about infrastructure or scalability. Cloudflare does it for you. The storage services also, it's the second part. It's KV, R2, D1, durable objects. It's everything that related to storing your data and the reading. Many solutions to meet all the needs of the developers, fast reading, databases, BLB storage, and etc. Also, we can pay the attention here to our own solution, R2. This is the file hosting where you can add any files. The closest analog as well as the industry standard at the moment is the Amazon S3, but unlikely them, we do not charge any egress fees. Also, the last from the developers, it's optimization. It's everything that makes the life easier for the developers, which is working with the video and the streaming optimization, or images optimization, deploying the sites directly from the repository of the on a GitHub, and etc. So, how in general our infrastructure works? The one of the differences from the competitors is that all of these services that I just listed are running on each of our 285 data centers around the world. That means that we do not have the data centers that are only responsible for a certain type of the services, like the DDoS protection services or the zero trust services. All our services are running on each of our services in each of our data centers 24/7, 365. These facts allow us to process the traffic at the one time without redirecting this traffic to other data centers in order to apply some kind of the separate services. For example, how some of our competitors does, like they receive the traffic on the data centers, applying the VAP, and then it forward to the second data center where they're applying another services, zero trust or the developer services or network services. There is no such a thing in a Cloudflare. Traffic processing occurs at the time at the nearest data center, and we do not impose any additional latency. So, basically, how the Cloudflare mitigates the DDoS attacks, and how in general our I would say the architecture works. So, another advantages of the Cloudflare that our platform can protect and accelerate any type of the infrastructure. It can be the on-premise, cloud, multi-cloud, hybrid, and SaaS. It's a completely cloud-based Cloudflare solution. No need to install any hardware or virtual machine. There is no vendor lock like in any other vendors, where you have to use only that kind of vendor, the specific vendor solution to use the VAF or the DDoS protections. Setup takes a couple of hours, so you need to change it just the DNS settings of your domain, and in order to add this domain to the Cloudflare and start using our services. As you can see on this slide, in case of the application server, we work on the reverse proxy principles. That is, instead of the traffic going directly from the user to your infrastructure, traffic first goes to the Cloudflare data center closest to the user. Then we use all the necessary services there, and then sending the clean traffic to your backend. Here, I would like just to show you how the progress have been done in terms of the building the products. So we have been launched on 2010, and currently already is 2023. But until the end of the 2022, we have reached the huge amount of the products. And I would say that 90% of the products which have been just discussed on the previous slides, it's in-house products. So almost 90% of our portfolio have been developed by us directly. Here is the couple of slides. Of course, you will get this presentation after our session. Nebojša will share it with all of you, of course. Now, slightly, we're moving to the partner program. What we have in the partner program, and how our Cloudflare will be beneficial for you to work with us. So the enterprise partnership program, we have three sub levels of this enterprise partnership program, which is the select, advanced, and elite. Each program, each levels has his own benefits for the partners, of course. But the journey starts from the select level. On the select level, you are able to be our enterprise partner, also adding becoming our referral partner. You can be our grow resellers. You will get the support from us on the NFRs. You will get all the educational and let's say the enablement sessions from the Cloudflare. Of course, we have dedicated teams within each regions who will be helping you in terms of the commercials and in terms of the technicals. So the requirements are on each level, as you can see, is slightly growing and up. But on the select level, you should have the monthly qualified one opportunity. you should have the certified sales resources as a 2 certificates, and the 1 technical certificate should be done. And the monthly recurring revenue should be in the pipeline around the $10,000, and the 1 reference customer for a year. Of course, our goal is make our partners successful, and we are also trying to make all the best from our side to bring you to the level that you will be able to, let's say, be promoted from the select level to the advanced level, where you will be able to also gain them, let's say, the opening the doors for the MSP program, managed service providers. But on the select level, of course, we can also talk about the ASDP program, which is the Authorized Service Delivery Program. It's similar to the MSP program, but there is a certain of the limits. MSP is bringing you the more to the broader audience. Of course, the requirements on the advanced level is growing, and these requirements should be fulfilled. And our mutual goal will be that we need to fulfill these targets. And then, if these requirements have been fulfilled, of course, you will be promoted to the highest level as an elite level of the partnership program. From our side, all our partners have my support in the region as a channel manager, also having the support from the Maxim as our partner solution engineer in terms of all the technicals. Maxim is a person who will be helping, let's say, from the technical enablements for the partners, helping you with the certifications, providing you the NFR. It's a non-for-resale access to the partner to our platform for your internal laboratory and the testing environment, and let's say the demo environment. Of course, when we're talking about the services, we have 3 pillars of the services. It's advisor service, professional service, and the managed services. Each level has dedicated, let's say, the paths of the providing our solution and our services to the end users. We have a dedicated team, which is the service delivery management team, who is taking care of this program and taking care of the partners who is joining the MSP program. MSP program has a couple of requirements, which I will be showing now. So on the MSP program, all the partners having the revenue commitments. When this program is opening, you will be available for you on an advanced level, where you will need to have a revenue commitment of the $1,020 in a year. You will need to pass the couple of certifications, which is the mandatory to have. So there is 3 configuration engineers, 3 service architects, and the zero trust specialization certificates. And the AMSP certificates is also mandatory. By the way, all the certifications are free of charge in the Cloudflare, so you don't need to pay for any certification and enablement sessions. So what is the requirements in terms of the technical services track? So the partners will need to be capable to deliver the L1 and L2 support, deployment and configuration, staff judgmentations, and the zero trust enablements. What is the tracks? So you will get the premium success, managed security, managed performance, and the managed identity, and the SOC as a service. This is the technical requirements where you will need to be aligned and having this expertise. In terms of the benefits, of course, you will be getting the product discounts. You will be getting the tenant API access. It's a one unified dashboard for all your services in terms of your projects. From the technical support, you will get the L3 support from us as well. The service delivery manager and the partner success manager is a shared, let's say, the resources from our side on the advanced level, but on the elite level, it will be the dedicated resources to our partners. And in terms of the benefits, also joint planning and the go-to-market support, it's good to have on the advanced level as well, but on the elite level is mandatory to have. In terms of the enablement and how in general these passes works. So we have a partner portal where everything will be your, let's say, your point of for any information. There on the partner portal, you will see all your deal registrations, accreditation for the sales and the technical part, cards, also the data sheets, webinars, recording, battle cards, assets, let's say I would say all the materials which is related to the customer presentations, partner presentations, some brochures, and etc. etc. You will have a calendar and a sign up for all the webinars, which is will be in upcoming days and the quarters. You will have a partner reward notifications. We are doing some SPIF programs every quarter for the partners and the, let's say, the sales department and the technical department of the partner organizations. You will get all the sales and the marketing resources and the MDFs. It's a marketing development funds for the partners. Demo platform, the NFR, as I mentioned before, the Maxim, our partner solution engineer, who will be able to provide the NFR access to our partners as a one enterprise license for them, all the laboratory and internal demo environments. And the channel team. So what kind of team and the support the partners will get from the Cloudflare is the channel account manager, partner solution engineer, I would say the partner channel manager, marketing manager, sorry, and the service delivery manager if you are joining the MSP program or the ASDP program, and partner enablement team who will be able to help you with all the let's say the passes in terms of the certifications. In regards of the certifications, how it looks like, what kind of certification is needed to be done. So if we are talking about if we're going to only to the reselling mode, no services, ASP level 1 accredited sales professional level 1 and level 2, it's mandatory having the 2 certifications, and one certificate in terms of the accredited sales engineer. It's a pre-sales certificate, which is the mandatory to have. But if we are talking about joining our services program, like the ASDP program, authorized service delivery, or the MSP as a managed service provider program, in this case, all the partners will need to be passed as a mandatory accredited configuration engineer and the accredited solution architect. Each of them should be the 3 certificates supposed to be done. And also we have a specialization program for the Cloudflare One. It's our zero trust product, which is on the MSP program. It's on the ASDP program in terms of the services. It's a mandatory to have, but in terms of on the resales, it's just optional. You can pass it or it's up to you. In terms of the AMSP certifications, it's a certification which is giving you the access to our services, where you will be learning how to deploy the Cloudflare to the customer infrastructure, how to, let's say, migrate from another vendor to the Cloudflare, how to provide the correct level of support, how to work with the SLAs, and etc., etc. Here is a couple of, let's say, the huge logos as a referenceable. Of course, I have attached the case study link to this slide as well. So you can also check more our referenceable customers on our website. And actually, this is the last slide of my presentation. I hope I wasn't that fast, and I'm happy to answer any of your questions.
It was great. Thank you very much, Ramin. So I'm inviting participants to join us if they have some questions. You can unmute yourself, or you can type your comments in the chat. So while we are waiting, that first person getting cars to jump to the conversation, maybe I have a few comments in general. So I was working a lot with standard web application firewalls in the past, and it's a very, very interesting situation in this moment that calculation and idea when some potential customer which need such access and support of your web application and so on, if we are talking about this part of a Cloudflare portfolio, is is like that every customer is planning to have a solution for 3 years plus to extend license of usage for additional 3. So somehow 6+ years traditional web application firewall is meant to be used in some enterprise environment. But nowadays, when from year to year capacity and and bandwidth of home users is growing extremely, unit of that kind cannot protect the enterprise customers even after 3 years. What about 6 or 7 years? So the only solution in that case is to have a cloud solution like Cloudflare is offering in this moment. Technology and the idea behind that each point has is equipped with all the services is so great that there is practically eliminate outage of services. If one point is out, you are automatically redirected on closest data center of Cloudflare, and you are moving on. Years ago, I remember that I was evangelizing virtual servers, yeah, and it was practically on the beginning such a resistance that no one wanted to put virtual servers in production. Nowadays, we see that no servers without virtualization going to the enterprise. It's we are facing with tactical movement on the market. Everything is going direction we meant that it will take years, if not a decade, to get. So yes, Ramin, thank you very much for your presentation. No one is get courage to join us to talk. I would like to close our session now. Just one reminder for tomorrow's session. If you like what today's session, check what we prepare for you tomorrow. It's a different type for meant and focus on small medium business, but great presenters and great material. On the other hand, I want to remind you to register for tomorrow's presentation. It's a separate registration. And once more to mention that next opportunity for us to be together will be 24th of April this year. BMSP is the only MSP managed service conference in this part of Europe. Thank you very much once more, and looking forward to see you soon. To see you tomorrow.